Hello, it's English session again. Can you hear me? If can hear me, tap the word two. If you can hear me, tap the word two. Fantastic lah. Fantastic. Okay, so today I have my outline here. My outline is my wife. Okay, we are going to talk about a sensitive question, and I hope that all of you, when the recording is ready, save it in your WhatsApp. And if anytime your member asks you, can pregnant lady use it? The answer is we didn't do any clinical study on pregnant lady, but this is what other people are saying when they are using during their pregnancy. Okay, I cannot request anyone to use it during the pregnancy. I'm so glad that my wife is willing to give it a try because she has more faith in Lifewave than I do. And I can really see the changes. When I first met her, she was a bit more plump, and slowly she started to get better and better. And I will let her to share with you what are the improvements that she has seen. Okay, but I just want you to plant a seed in your mind first. Lifewave product is always safe. Okay, but we don't recommend people on the sensitive issue like cancer patient, pregnant lady, lactating women. We don't recommend like, hey, you can use sugar, please use. We don't recommend, but we can introduce the technology. So you know what? Since instead of taking all kind of hormones, pills, and medication, why don't you give you a try? Oh, sorry, you can say this. Why don't let me introduce you a technology just to for your understanding? Maybe one day it can be beneficial for you. Okay, if can, you attach with today recording for their reference. Okay, so I hope you understand that this is why I choose to do this recording. Okay, so without much further ado, let me invite Pushpaja. Okay, dear, you can open your mic.
You mean turn on my mic?
Yeah. Yeah, turn on your mic. You're right. Wait, okay, so I will assume I don't know her at all. I will assume I don't know her at all. And hello, Pushpaja.
Hello.
Yeah. Have you been using the patches since the day one of your pregnancy?
Actually, I started my patching way before my pregnancy. So I must say that I am very blessed to actually use, having an opportunity to use these patches for at least, let me see, about 1 year prior to my pregnancy.
I
Yes, 1 year prior, 1 year plus actually, to
yeah.
be accurate. Yeah. So you can say that why I say I'm very blessed because I didn't know that I'm planning to be a mother. At that time I wasn't planning to get married until I met Long. So this whole thing never occurred to me. But when I found out about Lifewave patches, it was in 2021 August. There was a time when I just knew Long, and when I met him, he didn't tell me anything about the patches. It's still so vivid. He just used the X39 and patch it at the back of my neck. And all he mentioned was, I just want you to try this to see for just to experience it. Don't worry, it has no drugs or whatsoever. Yeah, nothing entered to your bloodstream. I give you a few more patch. You just try it out for the next few days. If you feel a bit tired or maybe a bit bloated, that is quite normal. That is all he told me. And within just 20 minutes or so, I start to feel a rush in my spine. And the rush in my spine is something that is very familiar to me because I practice yoga and meditation. So for me, it is like a very intensive experience of meditation. So I just thought, what could have triggered that? And almost immediately I knew it is definitely the patch, nothing else. So once it started that sensation, the next thing I felt was the grogginess, just feeling like mabuk, mabuk feeling. And I just feel so sleepy immediately, so fast. And I remember at that time, it was only 3 p.m. It's only 3 p.m. So I thought, okay, I'm going to tahan for a while. But I could only wake myself until 5 p.m. And that's it. I fell flat, slept till the next day. So when I woke up in the morning, one thing was very obvious is that I don't remember when I slept so well. When was the last time I slept so deeply and so well? And because I had scoliosis, so for me at nighttime means I would turn left and right. It's very common for people with scoliosis. You can ask them if you yourself have scoliosis, you understand what I say. You will turn left and right. It's just a very common thing. But that night I slept like this. I wake up the same way. So because of that, I immediately call up Jinglong and ask him what this is all about. And once I found out that it was the technology behind it, which is phototherapy, I just told myself, I'm so lucky because I think I hit a gold mine.
Yeah. So during the pregnancy periods, right? Because a lot of customers, they will always ask, can really pregnant lady really want to use it? And what are the things that they are going to observe after using the patch? Can you share with us what make you decide to try these patches while there are no clinical study done on the pregnant lady? And what are the changes that you have seen during for the past few months?
Now, because I've been using it prior to my pregnancy, I already saw the change that has happened and taken place in my body, right? So and because when I first met Jinglong, uh, Jinglong can attest to this. He will hold my hand. He used to tell me that my hands are very, very cold, and it is true. So even after all the yoga practices and meditation, still my hands and feet are easily cold. With a temperature like 25 or so, I already start to feel chilly, you see. I need an extra layer to cover myself. So then he told me that actually your body is quite weak. And when he looked at my diet, maybe Jinglong, you can share what you have observed from my diet.
Yeah. So when I first see her, so the time we are just a pak tor already, and I was looking at her. So this is what you eat every day So she was eating the mangosteen, or taking the mangosteen. Oh yeah, yeah, she take a lot of mangosteen. After the mangosteen, then take the what do you call, take the mango. So mango lah, longan lah. He take about mangosteen lah, papaya lah, all kind of fruits He will keep taking the fruits days in and days out, and she don't eat rice, and she doesn't eat rice at all. And then she tell me that, oh, I can't eat rice because when I eat rice, I will feel bloated and discomfort. So this is the time when I start to tell her, I said, I think your body is too cold. You are taking too much of fruits. Is it okay for the next 1 year you don't take fruits at all? So I think a lot of you, right, when you start to use patches, if you are taking a lot of fruits every day, you also notice that the result of patches doesn't work so well. Okay, I pass the time back.
So and then when he told me that actually my diet is actually quite upside down, and he recommended me 1 year not to take fruits at all. Of course, for me it's a big shock because I don't know. I have been practicing this for at least for the past, I would say, more than 10 years, eating this way, at least for 10 years. So can you imagine 10 years of conditioning your body this way and gradually weakening the digestive system? When I found out and realized that, yeah, actually, my diet is not correct. It's very cooling. That was a realization for me. So I just thought, is there an opportunity that I could somehow reverse back? If it took me 10 years to weaken my digestive system, especially my spleen. Yeah, in Chinese, the spleen is actually the power for your digestion. If I took 10 years, will I need to spend another 10 years to repair it? Or could it be another way that I can, shorten the time, maybe 1 to 2 years, or 3 years to actually reverse back and repair the damage that I've done. So I just thought, yeah, maybe with these patches, it will give me this 1 to 3 years time at least to repair. But I was so surprised. 6 months, it's all it takes for me to see a completely new result. And I was so shocked because I was able to have a full bowl of rice after for so many years. At the age of 15, I was not able to have a full bowl of rice. It's always half a bowl or less than half a bowl. That is all I can handle. If I take more than that, that same night, I will have bloatedness. The next day, I will have constipation. It's a how do you say, proven record for so many years, you see. So when Jing Long told me that you should start to take rice again, and I just was very hesitant because I'm not sure if my body can do that. So still, I'm still very cautious. But one fine day, I had no choice because I met my mother-in-law for the first time, and they are Hakka. So they make the lecha, lecha, how Hakka they are so particular in serving their dish for their guests. So I have no choice but to have a full bowl of rice, and was anticipating the next day having the same night I will have a bloated stomach. The next day I will have bad constipation, but it did not happen. It did not happen for a straight 2 to 3 days. So I was very surprised, and I told Jing Long, "Hey, Jing Long, I think something has changed to my body. I can eat, afternoon is one full bowl, nighttime also I eat one full bowl, and nothing happened." So I just told him that I think something has fundamentally changed. And since then on, this was 6 months later, I was able to take rice until today. Today, if you go out with me and have a meal, you can see the amount of rice I eat is incredible. I cannot picture or imagine myself having this amount of rice at 35 years old. It's incredible. The way I see my body right now, because of the patches, I can safely tell you my current body is as good as when I'm 20 years old, or even better, actually even better. And my appetite has changed. Yeah, it is amazing the amount of food that I can digest, the metabolism, yeah, the energy that I have. I can really tell this body is not 35 years old. This body is 20 years old. This is what the patches has given me the confidence. That is why when I found out that I'm pregnant, I continue to use it, even though there is no clinical studies on the patches on pregnant women. But I know because these patches has no drugs, it is completely safe. I cannot tell another woman. I cannot make the decision for other people, but I can only make decision for myself. And for myself, I've decided I want to continue with the patches. And I've seen the benefit.
Right. So, how many months is in your pregnancy?
Currently, I'm 7 months.
7 months. So for the past 7 months, is there any complication that you have? And then you realize, wow, luckily you have the patches that you really can help you to relieve those complications.
Oh yeah, actually, absolutely. So there are 3, you can say complication, or you can say it's a problem. Yeah, problem. The first one being the blood clot. So this is during my first trimester. When I went for my second checkup, the first checkup was fine. Yeah, the second checkup, they found that the baby has drifted away from the uterus wall. So there is a what do you call that? A scientific name for that. Do you have the scientific name?
Yeah.
So basically, the baby has drifted out from the uterus wall, right? So because of that, there is a chance that I will have a miscarriage. So this was what has been told to me by the doctor. And so I asked the doctor, so why is it that that this happened? I just wanted to know. And because this is not a disease, just a phenomena. So she was telling me, my doctor, that for some reason your uterus is it's irritated. It's irritated, okay? It's not relaxed, it's irritating. So that's why it's creating this, so the baby has drifted away from the uterus wall. And if the baby drifted a little further and didn't come back to the uterus wall on time, then there's a chance of miscarriage. So that was the time I started to have this realization, like, oh, okay, so no wonder I've been experiencing this cramp sensation only on my right uterus, only on my right side. So I understood now exactly why I was experiencing that cramp, and that exactly is the uterus that is irritated, according to the doctor. So I asked her, is this very normal for women? And she said that 1 in 4, it happens in 1 in 4. So I'm one of the 1 in 4. And I asked her, is there anything to do about it? She's like, no, actually, it's not a disease whatsoever. So what people does is that either they leave it as it is, or you can take a hormone pill. So she's suggesting that I take a hormone pill. And the hormone pill is actually not for the baby to come back to the uterus wall, but actually is to relax the uterus so that it becomes less irritated. It's actually cramped, right? It's cramming. So it's relaxing the muscle. But the doctor told me very clearly it comes with a side effect. The side effect would be you will feel even more, the morning sickness will be double or triple. And of course, there is a course of it that you have to finish, you see. It's not like a 1-day pill or whatsoever. It's a course because it's a hormone pill. And you may gain weight, you may do, feeling all kinds of, these are the complications that could. So then immediately when I understood the root cause, which is actually a muscle, it is an irritation of the muscle, the uterus, the uterus that is being irritated, I immediately say, oh, so it's muscle. And the patch that is actually can relax your muscle, it's carnosine. So immediately that same night, I patched the carnosine on my right uterus, which actually gave me the cramp sensation, and it just stops. The moment I patch it, for a few seconds later, it just stops. So that's how I know it's working. So the next 2 scans, the next scan, the doctor was actually telling, so this is the one that you are seeing right now. Can you see these 2 dark eyes? Yeah, that's the blood clot. So the doctor was saying that it's actually, you can see the blood clot is it's bigger, right? And I was not at all worried. I continued the patching, and by the next visit on the 8th of May, yeah, it's completely gone. It was completely gone. Baby was back to the original positioning, yeah, a good positioning, and everything was fine. So these are the miracle that I've seen, and why I am so I have so much faith with the patches, because for me, I will not take any artificial drugs, especially when I know my baby is in my womb, because whatever that goes through me, the baby would catch it. So I'm so grateful. This was my experience of the blood clot, and thanks to Lifewave patch, I've overcome this complication.
Okay. This is the first complication, so I just make a summary. So to be fair, right? So a lot of people, when they ask me, can I put the patch? I say, if you are giving 2 choices, one is you need to take any drugs or any injection or any IV drips or any kind of painkillers for your lower back pain, compared to the Eon to relieve the pain, because I have seen a lot of pregnant ladies who come with a very serious lower back pain that even affecting their sleep. So if you compare, I think Lifewave is definitely much safer compared to all the drugs, right? Because whatever go into your body, it will stay in the body. and you share the same blood with your children. So this is why I really hope that all of the pregnant women or ladies, right, instead of keep on thinking about whether we have the clinical studies or not, why don't you talk about the side effect of the chemicals or drugs? And then from there, you try to compare, is it a better choice for you to use Lifewave patches? Okay, so Pushpaja, do you have any, just now you talk about 3 complications, right? So
Yeah.
one is for the hematoma. How about the second one?
Okay, for the second one is actually happened on my started on my second trimester.
Right.
So about the fifth months, yeah, about fifth months onward, I start to develop a hemorrhoid. So
Mhm.
I've never had hemorrhoid in my life. I've always heard, people have hemorrhoid and didn't know what it's, when you have no experience of it, actually you really don't know what it's all about until you experience hemorrhoid. Then you know how uncomfortable it is, yeah, in such a private area in your body. And so yes, of course, I asked my doctor, and the doctor say, yeah, it's very normal because one of the things that cause it is not because you don't have enough water, not necessary, but because I'm taking the iron pill. And one of the side effect of iron pill is that you have constipation. So when you have constipation, you put more pressure, and that's where the pressure is pushing that flash out, right?
Mm.
That's where it causes the hemorrhoid. So at times it can be so irritated and pain because the flesh is pushing out. And I just thought, okay, this is a pain, so it is an inflammation, of course. And I just thought, yeah, okay, I'll just use so I use Aeon, and I patch it the outside of the underwear. Yeah. uh the outside, not inside, the outside of the underwear, where the position is exactly there. And I can tell you, the next day the swell would just go almost gone, almost gone. And this I experienced, then I realized just how amazing, how fast it is, for Aeon to work. Really amazing. Even for hemorrhoid, it's my first time in my life. I never had that before. And this is when I was in the fourth to fifth months. I experienced the first hemorrhoid, and then it was fine again. And lately, about 2 weeks ago, again, this whole hemorrhoid thing just happened again. Yeah, it occurred, this second episode of hemorrhoid. And once again, this time it's even more so because I'm on 7 months. So imagine the kind of pressure that I'm carrying in such a small body like mine. So again, it triggered the hemorrhoid. Again, I would just patch Aeon within just 2 nights, 2 nights of continuous patches. The hemorrhoid just shrunk, yeah, and it's not irritating, it's not painful anymore. So it is so amazing for me. If I didn't know Lifewave patch, I wouldn't know how to go about with this hemorrhoid because it's very painful. Never
Yeah,
experienced it until now.
yeah,
So it is such a blessing to know. Such a blessing. So that's
yeah,
my second complication,
yeah.
hemorrhoid.
Can,
Hemorrhoid.
can, can we know where do you patch for the patches? Well,
You mean for hemorrhoid?
yeah, yeah.
The underwear, just outside
Okay.
the underwear. Yeah,
It's
you just
outside underwear.
just
Okay.
outside the underwear, and you patch on the fabric that
Right.
is directly in the positioning of the hemorrhoid.
Right. I see. I see.
That's
So
how I do.
yeah. So if you have any friends, especially when they have those very hard stool, they always have this kind of problems. They mean they are not a chronic one, but it's most more of an acute one. Eon at the underwear, it works very miraculously. Miraculously. Okay. So this is the second complication of pushbaja. So the third complication, I can start with it first. Is about the night urination. Okay. So, because we have been, I think, I had never seen her really wake up in the middle of the night too often to go to a toilet. So, after she got pregnant, right? So sometimes you say, oh, I need to go to the toilet again. So, was flush the toilet, come back home, talk a bit. I need to go to the toilet again. Take out the blanket, go toilet again. It can like just few minutes have to go to toilet for one time. So, And for these problems, right, we also have found something to do that Lifewave can help with. So Pushpaja, pass to you.
Yes, it is beginning it started on my second trimester as well, about somewhere close to the 5th month onwards. So I start to feel like, hey, I just peed, and then in like 2 minutes, I have to go to the loo again. And then again, another 2 more minutes. And I feel like, how come I keep peeing and it's not allowing me to pee finish, And it's very irritating, especially the first 2 hours, I would say. The first 2 hours. Sometimes it can go up to 2 hours. It's very irritating because you can't sleep. You need to wake up, come back again, and repeat the whole cycle. So, and I've been using Aeon at night on my forehead, So then there was a time where Mr. David had a webinar and he was talking about using X39 and Aeon together. And he was saying that how this was a very good combination, X39 behind the neck and Aeon also at the back of the neck, right? So the last time that I actually used Aeon at the back of my neck was the old protocol, what do you call that? The detox protocol. So, one of the detox protocol was actually, Aeon at the back of the neck, like that. So you see how I print it out? Yeah, I don't like to scroll through my phone. So, I'll tell you more about this later. Then I thought, yeah, okay, let me just try it at the back of my neck and see what happened. Not knowing, without me knowing that it actually helps with my urination. I was so surprised because all this while, I've been using Aeon on the forehead at night. But by shifting the Aeon at the back of my neck, it actually just stopped the whole peeing circus, So I was so surprised. The same patch, putting in a different spot, has a totally different effect to the body. And from then on until now, I must say, touch wood, I didn't have this episode of having to go and come back peeing again. So I was very, very happy and grateful that this patching Aeon at the back of the neck helps me to solve this issue.
Right. So let's think about this. If a mother wasn't able to sleep well at night, do you think that the lack of sleep will affect her mood or not? Definitely, right? And if a mother is not happy, I don't think it's good for the children also, to the baby. So if you think about this, is it better to take all kind of sleeping pills or just compromise on the sleeping quality? Or is it better to put a pep that is non-transdermal that not only improve your sleep quality, but also to control your urinations? I think this is leave it to the mother to decide. And for those of you who having night urinations, right? So X39 it can help, but Eon at night at the back of the neck, it works wonders also. So I always encourage you all start with X39 at the back of the neck and Eon at the back of the neck because this has a synergistic effect, like what Baja have said. Eon at here sleep well, but when she put here, she start to see the night urination can disappear just like this. So I strongly encourage you to try Eon at the back of the neck and also recommend to your friends about that. Okay, so these three complications I think these are the three complications that really affect the mother's health, and we address it with just a patch. I think this is a very good news. Okay, so Pushpaja, apart from these three complications, right, is there anything that you observe yourself compared to other pregnant ladies, like for example, your size, your appetite, your mood, compared to what you have seen to other ladies?
I don't know because it's my first time being a mother. So I,
Right,
I don't know, I don't know how other people are experiencing it, to be
right,
honest. It's my
yeah,
first time being a mother as well and being pregnant. But one thing that always people are commenting, even right now when I am on 7 month, my size is very small. One time I've attended a seminar. It was like a spiritual retreat, right? I think it's about a month ago, and the spiritual teacher, he's a very experienced, famous teacher in Taiwan. So he himself is a father as well. He's about 60 plus years old, all right? So for a person who is 60 plus years old and having, children, father must have meet a lot of people and very experienced, right? So when he knew that I'm pregnant, so he asked me this question: how many months are you now? So I said 6 months. So he asked me, 6 months, did you at least put on 10 kg? I looked at him, I say, no, actually, just 4 kg. 4 kg? I think there must be something wrong with the scale. But my doctor, when she scans the baby is in the right weight. The baby is at the right weight, but I'm just the same. So this is something that I've observed so far, that for some reason I just didn't put on. I didn't put on. And I realize why. It has to be because I have conditioned the body properly prior to my pregnancy. Suppose if I did not condition my body, suppose if I didn't have the chance of knowing Lifewave prior to that, probably my body will crave a lot more, will start to have maybe would have cravings and food and that, because your body need the nutrient. But because of I believe this is only my observation, okay? I believe because of my previous 1 year I've been using the patches, and not just that. Actually, you know about the CRP protocol, right? uh, it's about 15 days. The older ones are 20 days. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. So the current one is CRP. It's 15 days. Imagine people stop at 15 days. I did not. I go on every day. I do the CRP. Actually, every day. No one knows. Now that you ask me, so I just share what I do. So why I print it out is because every day I use this. Every day I just follow the diagram where to patch. I just put it in my washroom, stick it to the mirror. That's all I do. So I do it for almost a year, almost 1 year of CRP. Can you imagine? So that is why I'm very confident when I had my first pregnancy. I'm considered in Chinese we call it 高龄
Yeah.
高龄产妇.
Advanced, I Google it's called advanced maternal age.
Right? So
Yeah.
I'm 35. I'm 35 and this is my first child. So for most people at 35 years of age, they will do all kinds of scans, you see. They will go and do what is this scan? I don't know what in the scientific name, but basically taking this fluid from the baby to see whether the baby is actually normal or not. If they have Down syndrome, then the doctor will advise you to actually make your option. Either you continue with it or you just cancel the pregnancy, abort it. Yeah. But for me, at the age of 35, I know my because of Lifewave, I can tell you from my own experience, my body is not at 35. Only my age is 35, but internally, I know this is a 20-year-old body, or maybe even more. Yeah, it's a very youthful body. So when I have this child, I'm very confident. I'm very confident. I can only speak for myself. Once again, I can only speak for myself. And this is my my own experience that I'm sharing.
Right, right. And I can really attest to this because remember the time when I say that when I hold her hand it's so cold, right? Now I hold her hand it's so hot. It's very hot, now. It's like if I think because of the pregnancy also, if I touch her hands, it's really like maybe 50, 60 degrees Celsius of the warm water. Okay, it's very warm right now. So you can see a lot of big changes, which I think a lot of young mother they are not aware. They think that, oh, whenever I get pregnant, then I will start to take all the essence lah, all the tonic lah. I want to go to good nutritions lah. But
A bit too late.
it's a bit too late because how your the sperm and the ovum, when you start conceive, right? At that point of time, how healthy is your DNA? How healthy is your sperm? How healthy is your ovum? Is very important. So when that already happens already, then you start to take care of your body. I think you really miss out the priority already. So I strongly encourage, if any one of you here, you are 35 and above, you really want to get pregnant. Okay, the eldest mother that I've seen, that after using Lifewave, they get pregnant. I think it's 45 years old. Okay, she tried to get pregnant. She tried to get conceived for, I think, for the past 10 over years, but only after Lifewave product she successfully conceived. Okay, so this means that Lifewave, this technology, is able to balance and restore a lot of things inside your body to create a very conducive environment for you to receive the baby. The reason why I want to emphasize this is because I see a lot of people, they don't spend time and effort before pregnancy. They spend more time and effort during the pregnancy. And when the new child is born, you spend even more money. All the medication, all the injection, and because of their nurse allergy, they got some skin eczema, they have asthma. You have to start to bring them to swimming classes, and you need to pay a lot of attention because they are not so healthy, always want to go in and out of clinic. I think this is not a wise use of time. We should really look at the priority. Instead of spending all the time and effort, and there will be no end, why not we spend 1 year before you get pregnant? I think this will pay you in a very long way. And what Pushpaja is trying to do, recommend us to do is, I believe not only the wife, right? I think husband also very important, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
it's very important that it's not just the women should be preparing the body, but the husband as well. Yeah. So when you are thinking of conceiving, this is regardless what age you are. Lah. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what is the audience age here, but the moment you are thinking of conceiving a child, at least a minimum of 1 year preparation ahead of that, you must condition the body properly. For men and as well as women. Yeah, it's not just the work, it's not only the women. Somehow creator gave women the receiving device, which is the womb, to house the life, right? But the contribution is both sides. So in yoga, we say that the man carries the white seed and the women carries the red seed. And this white seed and the red seed, it's very significant. That is why you can see in the, I'm talking about yoga, so I'm relating to how yoga is actually a science of well-being, and that is from India. So that is why in the time of marriage, the men will always wear a white dhoti, yeah, a white veshti, and the women will always wear red, very red. It's actually a symbolize that the seed that they're carrying for the next generation. So the men carrying the sperm, and then the women carrying the ovum. And in yoga, we say that the bones, the marrow, and the bones and the marrow and the nerves from the men's side, right? The blood, the quality of blood, anything that flows, okay, that is actually carried by the women. So these two qualities is the contribution to the child, to the generation. And I would like you to see that we are not creating a life, just a life, but you're creating actually a society. Each and one of us. I mean, if you are parents yourself, right, or a parent to be, you must be fully aware that you're creating a society. What you're creating is not just a life of, it's not just a child, it's not just your baby, but it's a society that you're creating. Everyone is creating a society. So what kind of society that you want to see in the world, it actually starts from us. So if you want to see a baby, if their bones are strong, their muscles are strong, in another word, if they are, physically strong, as in muscular and also good bones, it comes from the father. and you want to see the organ function, the blood quality, yeah, and all that, yeah, then you can see that's a contribution from the mother, right? And because the mother house the living being, the happiness, the mood, that is from the mother. Yeah, that's the conditioning from the mother. So can you see this two contribution? It's a very interesting thing. So yes, like what Ting Long was saying, that if the mother is not sleeping well, if she's irritated, if she's frustrated, if she's stressed, because stress doesn't need to necessarily mean from work. Body stress can do a lot to you. Yeah, your body stress can increase the cortisol in your body, and that itself can affect your mood, can affect your mood and the way you are, and that all this contributes to the child. Yeah, those of you who are parents yourself, who is more experienced, yeah, more experienced than me, who have 1 to 2 children, you know what I'm talking about. So many mothers are telling me, Pushpa, you must always be happy, you don't get agitated like that, because it will affect the child. And I must say, yes, it is true. I've seen how I've seen how they are, and the mothers always can attest to that. I would say, yes, coming back to that, 1 year of preparation for the father side, from the mom side, yeah. Husband and wife must always prepare the body equally, right? This is you have to bring awareness to the body, and this is very, very important, because you are creating the kind of society you want to see in the world.
Right.
Stuff from us.
Right. So remember, your child depends on you to make the wise decisions. It's not the doctors. So I really hope all the young generations. What is the sound? Hello? Okay. So, how come it's a... Okay. Can you hear this echo?
No.
There's no echo. Oh, you can hear me clearly.
Yes.
Oh, from here, maybe some speaker problem. Okay, so I think since you are here, we still got about five minutes or so before we go to Q&A sessions, right? Yeah, a lot of people ask us about your scoliosis also, because a lot of people ask, can really X39 patches straighten the scoliosis? And I know that you're also someone with scoliosis. Maybe you can share with us what are the changes to your scoliosis problem after you put on the patch?
Okay. All right. So I born with unequal length of legs. So that contributes to my scoliosis. And but just to have an understanding, when someone tell you scoliosis, actually the source of it can come from multiple ways. Okay. For me, it's actually because of the unequal length of legs. And also the hip coming a little tilted, so that has created curvature in my spine. So, and I must say, from a young age, thank goodness, I am blessed with athletic body. So I'm into sports and all that. And later on, of course, I started yoga. So as you can see the picture, as you can see the picture very clearly, you can see my spine. One side is protruding, especially on my right side. Yeah. So that has given me quite a problem, even as I practice yoga. Yeah, there is this knot, nagging knot, that I cannot seems to get rid of it, even with all the yoga practices. And once in a while, I have to find a tennis ball against the wall and just rub on it. Or if I have someone nearby, I would just say, please help me. But otherwise, because that time I was just by myself, using the tennis ball to relieve that. And I also go for acupuncture. to relieve the tightness, like a knot, very stubborn knot that is deep inside, that is, So because of that, my Chinese acupuncture doctor, yeah, the Singse, always tells me that when they read my pulse, they always say actually your heart is quite weak, and one of the contributions is because of the scoliosis pressing, actually pressing to my heart. Yeah, it's pressing my heart. So, but I must tell you, very surprisingly, after using X39, it just disappeared. And it disappeared without me knowing, without me knowing. Because one of the days I just thought, yeah, actually I didn't have that nagging pain anymore. And when I realized this, I was quite surprised because it used to be something that I always have to reach out at the back, just do like that, you see. But I stopped having that. And quite surprising, if I just bend the opposite side, yeah, because my scoliosis is on this side. If I bend the opposite side, it just stops and releases. So this is something that I realized my muscle and my muscles has become loose naturally loose. They're not tight. So anyone who have scoliosis, they know that the body is always tight. Yeah,
Yeah.
some muscular side because of the imbalance in the skeletal system always tight. So that has become a great relief for me. And I used to have this pain once in a while because the other day Jinglong was just reminded me, dear, do you remember you used to have pain in the heart? I said, yeah, actually, until he reminded me, I almost forgot about it. So once in a while, when I take deep breath, I will start to not be able to breathe the next breath because my heart is like something is poking through my heart, and I have to just wait for a while, breathe very gently to release the tension. So that happened quite often for me throughout my life. Since young. Mm, Touch wood again. It has never gone back. I can't even remember when was the last time I experienced. Oh yes, this picture. So you can see, even though I'm a yoga teacher, body-wise, I'm flexible, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your organ is functioning well. That doesn't necessarily have no inflammation in the body. That doesn't mean that it's sleeping well. It's not a guarantee. So a lot of people, they always tell me, no, I'm very healthy. I go for a jog and I go to the gym. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have no issue in your organs, because one thing, you could have exercised, could have lead a very good lifestyle, or eat a very balanced diet. But there's one fact that you cannot change, is that you're constantly aging. That is a fact. So to reverse your aging, yeah, that is still something that we have to work on. So always remember, do not equate flexibility with you know with internal aging. Different thing. As you can see the picture, I was quite flashy and plump, yeah. And I realized that it is actually the water retention. In Chinese, we say 很多湿气. So the body is actually very dense. So it is very dense. It's very dense in energy. So the body starts to accumulate water, starts to accumulate fats. Right after I started X9, Lifewave patches, just it just slims down naturally without me doing anything. In fact, I was eating much more than before.
Yeah. So I can give you a summary, okay, regarding the scoliosis. If any of your friends who has scoliosis, right, a lot of people, they tend to focus, can I straighten the spine or not? The moment you have this idea, this is why doctor will ask you to go for surgery. When you go for surgery, then you have even more complications already. So we have to address some of the symptoms first and some of the damage that the scoliosis has done to your body. I can attest to few improvement that Pushpaja have seen. Number one, the sleeping quality. Last time she used to move here and there. Okay, after a couple of minutes, he had to turn this side, after a couple of minutes, he had to turn the other side. After using Lifewave product, very seldom have this, and it's easier for her to sleep throughout. The second is the pain. I think even some of my friends, right, after doing vaccinations, right, you start to have some throbbing pain here or at the back of the neck. Please be careful. Okay, that means that there are some blood clot in your body already, or your heart is getting weaker. With X39, last time she used to go to chiropractors. She doesn't go to chiropractor. I think once a month I go to chiropractor last time.
Not once a month, maybe 3-4 months once. Like that.
3-4 months once, right? And then she had to always go to the CNC, the TCM. So after I met her, I think I don't really see her going to chiropractor anymore. It means that she feels so much better. And last but not least,
Actually,
is yeah,
my,
come.
it's my TCM. I go for acupuncture.
I'm not acupuncture, yeah, I'm not chiropractor. Thank you.
Also adjust your spine. Yes.
Yeah, right. So after that, she only bring their friends to the TCM, but her herself never go to the adjusting the spine anymore. So, and the sleeping quality, the appetite, the pain sensation, everything just disappeared with the patches. Even though from the back, right, I would say that the alignment is slightly better, but not 100% yet. But at least all the symptoms improve already. So if you have any friend have scoliosis, don't just focus on the spine, focus on the quality lifestyle of a scoliosis patient, because they got no other way. If they go to doctors, it will become even more complicated, right? So I think this video, I hope you all can look at different perspective from the pregnant women and the pre-pregnancy and from someone who has scoliosis. I've seen people who got scoliosis, and then when they get pregnant, right, because of the weight even heavier, they are pushing their spine and they get even more discomfort. At least for now, when I see Pushpaja, right, even now when she's pregnant, she's carrying a baby, she has scoliosis, she doesn't complain much pain about the spine. Once in a while, yes, we just put a Carnos in on ice wave, count it. Okay, so now let me open the floor. Any question you have for Pushpaja regarding anything that you want to ask her? Okay, come. Now we open the mic. Yeah, you have any question for Pushpaja? Yeah, normally in English session, people they are more paise a bit. Okay, do you have any question for Pushpaja? If not, I forgot to show something. Okay, maybe Pushpaja. The time you send me Papa photo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So since you all continue to ask questions, see we got 7 minutes. So I try to squeeze more story from the guests for you, okay? So okay, I got this. See whether you all see got any differences or not. Okay, will the patch affect the breastfeeding? Okay, wait. Okay, I will let Pushpaja to talk about this. I think most of us already seen the photo before, but the before photo, I never seen the real testimonial, but now we found a good one. Okay, Pushpaja, you can share a little bit. Just me, I give you 3 minutes to bring us through.
Father,
Yeah.
and remember I told you I started my Lifewave 2021. First, it was myself. Once I experienced the business, I didn't tell my father. Because at that time, he was actually uh, very, actually, it was very sad.
Dear, I don't know why your sound isn't coming through. Maybe do you cover somewhere of the?
How about now?
Oh,
Is
you're
it better?
now clear. Yeah, now much clearer.
Sorry, yeah, I did put something on top of it. Sorry.
I see.
Yes. This is my papa, and 2021 was a very difficult time for him because he had gout at that time. and also the enlarged prostate. So it was, I mean, gout, he has all this while he has gout, and enlarged prostate, maybe a little bit, but suddenly, just right after the first vaccination, just trigger all these things, yeah. So at that time, when I met him, the gout attack was so bad he wasn't able to walk properly. In fact, he was limping. Yeah, he was limping. Uh, and the enlarged prostate was so bad that he has to wake up 5 to 6 times to go to the loo. So you can imagine how that affects his sleep. And when you do not sleep well, you do not basically rejuvenate. Yeah, you did not have the time to repair. So you can see from the face, he's very tired, lethargy, and at the same time, he's also having sleep apnea. Yeah, this is long time ago. Since I know my father, he has been snoring all the way. He also has fatty liver, high blood pressure, diabetes. So you can see his condition. And after using Lifewave patches, actually, I recommended him to use X39 at that time, glutathione and Aeon. So just in 2 weeks' time, from not able to walk because the gout was so severe, it was so painful for him, it was swollen. From that, he was able to climb upstairs in 2 weeks. And for the enlarged prostate, 5 to 6 times he needs to go toilet every night, right? It went down to only 2 to 3 times in 2 weeks. So that's where my father was also very, very surprised and very happy. Of course, I was very happy. And I just told him, yeah, very good. Continue. So he said, yeah, I must continue because it's doing so good for me. And he continues. This is after 7 months using the patches. You can see the difference. You can see for yourself. So my papa is actually the biggest testimony because at that time, he was the eldest. I mean, among the people that I recommend, he was one of the elder one. So my father is currently 67 years old. Yeah, 67 years old. And his medical report was so amazing. Last time he has his pressure about 140 and above. And of course, doctor will always say it's quite normal at your age. Yeah, you guys always hear this. But today, at the age of 67, yeah, the recent medical report, it was 120 over 80. The doctor told him have a pressure of a young man. And this picture is actually 2000 and last year, yeah. Would you like to see the current picture? Would you like to see this year?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm preparing.
Okay.
Is it this one?
Yes. So you can see this one is Chinese New Year, February. This is Chinese New Year, February 2023. Right. Today I just had my lunch with my father. Probably it's a bit too late to share. But he has lost weight. He has looked way youthful compared to last time. All his colleague, his old ex-colleague, all his friends were very amazed just how much youth he has yeah, how much youth is glowing on his face. And this is the power of the patch, I must tell you. So if you have parents, let me tell you, as a child, as I become older and older, I'm more and more concerned for my folks, because for me, if they are healthy, it's the biggest blessing that I will have. Yeah. So I'm very happy in Malaysia that we have this technology, in Malaysia. Imagine how many people's life we can change with this easy patch. No need to take supplements, no drugs, no medication, just a simple patch. So that is why I say when I found out the technology of this patch, I say, oh my God, I found a gold mine. How to share with how to share with the people in my life, and how to tell the whole Malaysia that, oh my God, we already found a gold mine, everyone should use it, because Whether if you have no problems at all, which is congratulations, if you have no problem at all, still your body is aging. Still your body is aging. This is something, it's a fact. So now that we have a technology, by using 6 months, can you imagine it reversed by 8.5 years? 8.5 years. Look at my father, 7 months. How much of youth has come back? How much of stamina and energy just in the photo? This photo speaks so much. That is why I want to emphasize why taking photo is so important. You guys have this 6+6. Okay, the 6+6 is the ABC, is the ABC and 1, 2, 3 that we have. So this guideline is something that we have created, Ting Long have created for all of us as a tool to actually help us to know and monitor how you can actually be a scientific person yourself. Just be once, be one time to yourself and see for yourself what this is all about. Yeah, you need not to believe whether it works or not. You just have to be very scientific. First thing, when you use it, they always tell you what you must take picture, because a lot of people, they will say, "Ayah, Pushpaja, no need lah, take picture. I'm not using it for my face, so I don't need to take picture." But let me tell you, if you did not take picture, you wouldn't know what has changed, because you see the mirror every day, and you wouldn't know how to tell the difference. Every day you look at the mirror, you cannot tell. Have you noticed, if you have not seen an old friend after 2 to 3 months, okay, if something has changed in your body, your friend will say, "Hey, you look different, lah. Hey, you look younger. Oh, you look more tired." They are able to tell you that. It's because they have a memory of you. Our memory, we capture it in our mind. And when we see you, we remember how the person look. But if you see yourself every day, that memory is saving that data in your mind. So you cannot tell. I must tell you that you cannot tell. And number two, we are not that sensitive. Say, for example, can we actually tell that our nails are growing consciously know that our nails are growing or our hair is growing? We don't know. We can't feel it consciously. That is why a lot of people, they are so shocked. I'm stage 4 cancer. How come I don't know? Yeah, actually, because everything is growing silently inside. Yeah, everything that is really amazing, fantastic, or horrendous happens quite silently, isn't it? But that doesn't mean nothing happens, right? So something has happened. So taking picture is very important for you to be very scientific and truthful to yourself. That is number one. Number two, okay, it's the wearing it for, of course, 12 hours. All right, 12 hours. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Very important. Don't go beyond that. Okay, if you go beyond beyond that, maximum 15 hours. That's it, right? So optimum time 12 hours. Don't go more than 12 hours. Some people, when they purchase it, they didn't use it daily. Alamak, then then you will not see the result. Yeah, same thing with brushing teeth. Today you brush, two more days you say, "Oh, holiday, public holiday, so I don't brush the teeth." Well, you're going to ask for trouble. So same thing with this patch. You have to be consistent to it. Okay, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The next thing is, of course, hydration. Water. A lot of people, I always emphasize, this 6+6, I always emphasize, you must drink enough water. And they always say, yeah, I got drink, I got drink. I say, "Oh, what you have, what you have drink?" Because they still complaining, I still have pain here and there. So for me, I know something is not done properly, yeah. And I always ask them, "Did you drink enough water?" And they always say, "Yes, I drink coffee. I also have tea. I have some milk, some bubble tea." Oh, that is not water. Those are beverages. So don't mix beverages with water. When we say water, we are talking about H2O. No, nothing inside the substance. No any other substances inside. All right, just water. And if you do this well, trust me, you will see the result so fast. As compared to those people who did not have enough H2O, you will see, you probably take double the time or triple the time to see the result. All right, so make sure you take enough water. Next, of course, don't repeat my mistake, taking a lot of fruits. Yeah, that is very cooling to the body. So your body will lose the ability to use the energy, because everything is energy. Use the energy, utilizing the energy for your healing. Instead of that, it goes to your digestive system, warms it up, warm your digestive pot. We say the stomach is like a pot, a cooking pot. So it warms it up. So then that means you don't have enough other energy to go and do the healing. It will take out all the energy for other things, just for your digestion. So it will slow down your healing process. Okay, so now you understand why. So just we're not asking you to completely go off. Okay, I'm just saying one palm size. Okay, so let's say one day, one apple, one banana, one piece of papaya. That's it. One palm size. That is good enough, right? Of course, another thing is to avoid negative ion. Okay, some of you will say, but negative ion is from nature as well. Yeah, that one is okay. You can go to the woods, go for hiking. All those are all right. But we're talking about artificial negative ions. Artificial negative ions are products such as in the form of pendant, in the form of pens or wearable stuff like shirts and socks and pants and blankets. Those are something that you want to avoid. In fact, in Japan, Korea, and Denmark, negative ions are products. Some of the negative ion products are actually banned. It is banned because they found there is a radioactive substances which actually creates the negative ion. And that is how the negative ion is being created. It is from the, what do you call that? The radioactive substance. And that radioactive substance they found, which can alter our DNA. So that is not good for us. Okay, it will mutate it. So those of you who are using negative ion, just leave it for now. Leave it aside. Just use these patches as it is. Don't just leave it aside. Don't use the negative ion product. Okay. Now the last one, number 6. If you are low blood pressure, yeah, which actually some people have, you will see you must prepare yourself mentally that you will take double the time. If someone takes 2 weeks to see good result, you probably take 4 weeks. You get what I mean? So this is something that you have to prepare. If you know yourself already, naturally low blood pressure, you must bear in mind. If someone takes 1 month, you take 2 months. If someone takes 2 weeks, you take 4 weeks. Yeah. So that is because first your body will slowly build the fundamental, which is actually your blood. Yeah, your blood supply. Enough blood, enough oxygen, enough nutrient. Then only the construction will come, right? So the fundamental is your blood. You first build the blood. So you slowly see that the improvement come a little slower, but don't worry. That is why the first 90 days, so important. I always hammer this to all my members. You want to try Lifewave? 90 days. You kalau ada hati, that means if you're serious and genuine, you want to do this, you do it properly. Otherwise, don't even start. Don't waste your money because it's a waste of time. It's like a download. 90 days is a download. Yeah. This is very, very important. So I always tell people, you want to do it right. Otherwise, don't do something halfway. It's a waste of your time and your energy and your money. Don't do that. If you want to do it right, 90 days. So for sure, in the second month, you will see good result. You start to see good result. Some people, 1 month can see, even few weeks can see, like my father, yeah. Some people take longer time, but definitely I can tell you, yeah, 2 months for sure you will see good result. So that is why 90 days is so important. Okay, don't give up. If you first month, you can't really tell, make sure you really take photo. Every 30 days, you must take photo. If not every 30 days, every 2 weeks, you take selfie. Okay, but make sure you don't filter yourself. If you filter yourself all already, sudah cantik-cantik, okay, then you can't tell the difference. Make sure you no filter, just as it is, bare face. Okay. Okay, someone asked Jinglong, will patch affect the breastfeeding? I have no experience yet, so I can't tell. Jinglong, did you have any member who have this? Jinglong, I can't hear you, sorry. Can't hear you at all.
Okay, sorry, I muted myself. So anything regarding to the pregnancy and breastfeeding, I cannot tell you anything. So it's up for your it's up to you to decide. But I think when it is time for us to do the breastfeeding, right, we will do another Zoom again. Okay? Okay, so I mean, yeah, just don't feel like drinking water. So run, just run. Yeah, if you don't feel like drinking water, there are a few reasons. Number one, your water is not so tasty. Maybe you are drinking our water, you are drinking distilled or purified water that it don't have any kind of minerals. So try to drink mineral water. This is number one. Second thing is you have a very weak digestion system that when you drink the water, you feel very discomfort in the stomach. It's very cool for you. That means your digestive system is very weak. So don't worry, just try your best. The discomfort will slowly disappear over time with X39. Okay, so just go on to drink water. It's good for you. Okay, so I think today is quite a treat because you have a good English speaker to teach you about 6 by 6. No need to use my broken English. Okay. Oh, now you all start to ask question. Constipation by 4 years old girl. Any suggestion, please? Okay, you can follow the 18 quick fix. Dear, you have 18 quick fix on your table there?
Yes, I do.
Okay, always carry around. So 18 quick fix inside there is a constipation, so you can check it out as well. Although I put there is more than 60 over years, so but you can put energy enhancer or glutathione below the belly button. Okay, so you can try this out as well. So what patch to use if feeling bladder is compressed? So all kind of problem, we start with X39 daytime and EO nighttime. Okay, so for someone planning for pregnancy, start with only X39, she has PCOS. I would suggest X39 daytime and EO nighttime. Okay, I strongly encourage to go for PCOS. Okay, so anyone who have issue on menstruation, like PCOS, just now I was having a dinner with a leaders. So the leaders has I think nephew, I think it's nephew is girl, right? Nephew, niece. Okay, this is how we communicate. My English not so good. So the niece has a lot of cyst, polycystic. Okay, so it's a lot of cyst. After using Lifewave X39, for 2 months later, he go back to check up, the cyst disappear. So this is why if you have any ladies problems, right? X39 daytime, EO nighttime. Even for my staff, Rong, I'm going to talk about her story tomorrow, which she shared yesterday. She had menstruation pain. Every month when the menstruation pain strikes, right? She feels so painful. She is really having sweating around, shivering. But after putting X39 and Eon also, she also add on other products for the skin issue. She has no more pain already. No more. So I strongly suggest accident injury suggestion, please. If that injury is chronic already, for example, have the constant pain, externally at the back of the neck, Eon at night. Okay, if someone who have open wounds, okay, you can follow the 18 quick fix also. The accident injury, put 3 carnosin around the wounds. You can also replace them with X39. Okay, what patch to for use for fibroid around the wound? I strongly suggest X39 daytime and EO nighttime. So fibroid, you might think that going to the hospital for removal is the only way. I want to share with you these testimonials where the ladies, after using X39, the fibroid was dropped by itself. Fibroid dropped by itself. Okay, so the fibroid dropped by itself. Okay, so she even taken a photo to share with me. Okay, so it's a good patch to use. So blood sugar always up. Okay, then it's more so I strongly suggest you X39 daytime, EO nighttime. Just start with this. Later on, we are going to add on glutathione for you. Dear brother and sister, please take note that mineral bottled water doesn't contain sufficient mineral for our body. Maybe can do some tests. Always start with X39 and EO will never go wrong. Yes, you are right. In the Zue Andre. Special name, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, and what patch to use if suffer knee pain for the past 2 years? Same thing, external daytime, EO nighttime. We have a member just now. The leader bring a new member. She has knee pain as well. We put a Eon for demo. She can climb down the staircase step by step without pain. Okay, so external daytime, EO nighttime. Yes. X39 day Eon night. Always start with this if you have any kind of problem, because all kind of problem is a cellular degeneration, and we need stem cell to build back the new tissue. And you need to first have good sleep in order for your body to activate the deep state of healing. And you need to reduce the inflammation for your stem cell to work. So X30 and Eon combination is the best. Okay, so we are way over time already. So thank you, Pushpaja. Do you like her sharing or not? This is the first time we invite pregnant lady who talk about her experience during the pregnancy. So this is one of the classic video that we have. So please make use of it. So if you learn something today, type the word. You type the word thanks, Pushpaja. You type the word thanks, Pushpaja. Yeah, you learn something today. Type the word thank you, Pushpaja. Okay, Pushpaja. Okay, so remember, so tomorrow we are going to upload the recording. Take it, save it, and this will be one of the most viewed testimonies. Okay, thank you for the bottom of my part. Okay, good night, my dear. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night. And see you tomorrow. If you have any friends who have acne scar, and whenever during the menstruation time, they always have a lot of pimples, come to tomorrow topic. Okay, good night, everybody. Good night.